Hello you. I am Hovakordia. Try pronouncing that. It's the design stream for Project 2. Project 1 finally received a name. It's called Save the Civies. It's done. It's finished. Released. There's a demo if you're interested. But I'm not here to talk about Project 1. I'm here to talk about Project 2, which is still untitled, but it has something to do with building buildings. So, I've changed the plan. I already mentioned this before, but the plan used to be that every project starts with a 3-day prototype, and the design starts from scratch. Well, that's not the case anymore. It's going to be a 1-week prototype. With 3 days, I would just work really hard for 3 days. It would be like a jam, basically. That was the idea. But based on the last project's few scheduling failures, I'd rather not work hard this time. I'd rather work smart. And the second change then is I'm not starting this one from nothing with a theme, because I got an idea about a month ago. You see, I played this title, it inspired me, and you can guess, if it inspired me, it probably wasn't perfect. Yes? This one is deeply flawed. And the idea isn't earth-shattering innovation or anything. It's about building buildings. But I really like it for some reason. So I'm gonna try to make my own version of it. Okay, it's time to dispel the mystery surrounding this mystery title and just play it. It's a video after all. Nice to have some visual stuff. There we are. Okay. It's Blockhood. Oh, well, I guess you're supposed to just pronounce it Blockhood. It's got a bunch of modes. I didn't play the tutorial. I didn't play the story because it was more of a tutorial with some narration on it. And the sandbox doesn't interest me. It's just build whatever you want, I guess. I haven't tried it either. So I haven't been very thorough with Blockhood. But I'll explain why, okay? So it's challenge. It says challenge here, challenges here, who knows. It's this stuff that I'm interested in. I played through these ones, and the 8th one is not well designed, so I quit. But I got enough information to base my opinion on. Let's just play the first one. Might as well talk about the graphical user interface. I'm a stickler for this stuff. So it says 1 out of 2. There's no way to see the second one, because the second one is the mission over or challenge completed panel. So why does it say it here? No idea. Second problem. This here is supposed to be what you do, but then it includes flavor text. Water can be collected from ground. Reverse rain often needs to be transported long distances. Not here. There is no long distances here. So don't mix your flavor with the actual victory conditions or goal conditions, I guess, in this case. So the big reason why Blockhood failed for me Let's see if I can even do it on this map. Well, that one. Okay. So the point is to make water in this case. So I could build this thing. Oh, wrong button. It shows here in resources, after a while, everything takes a while to update, as you can see. You have to wait for this rate of production cycle to go over and over again. But now it updated, it says I'm creating some water, I'm losing some money. Now I might be able to... Right, but at the same time you have this decay thing. The water tower is not decaying because its requirements, the inputs, are fulfilled. And that means it also outputs something. But this thing, the algae farm, it's already started to decay. Okay, it sounds reasonable, right? If the requirements of the building aren't met, then it will decay, and after 4 more cycles it's gonna break down. The problem is what you're actually doing here is a deductive logic challenge. And I've decided now I'm gonna be calling it a challenge. It's a deductive logic challenge. Because what you need to do is to go through all these pages. There's lots of them. There's even hidden pages, these two. You have to go through all of these. Look at all of the buildings. And in this first level, there aren't that many, thankfully. You need to look at all the buildings. Look at all the outputs and see which ones produce money, which ones produce water. Those are the ones I apparently need in this level, because I'm rapidly running out of money. And it's real time. So if I plop down a building before I've gathered all the resources or for all the requirements for it, this is going to happen to it. It's going to happen very soon. It's going to suffer a terrible fate. There we go. So it's a deductive logic challenge where you can't put anything down before you've thought through everything. Because if you put something down, it's going to start decaying. So you have to keep everything in your head. Okay, that's fine. You can make a puzzle like that. That's what puzzles are, deductive logic challenges. You can make a puzzle like that, but it's annoying. It's annoying because we have this digital world. It's right here. You can plop things down. So I can put things here so that I don't need to keep them in memory. See, I need this thing. So let's plop it down, yeah? Problem is, it needs these. So now I'm on the clock. Now I need to think really fast because I made the mistake of putting something actually down. Oh, except now it says I have a positive. Was it the algae farm? Seriously? No? So what is producing money for me right now? It can't be the corner store. Let's destroy it. This is interesting. What is going on? Did I just break Blockhood by demonstrating how broken it is? This should not produce anything. It claims to produce stuff. Okay. Ah, that's interesting. Well, this is the kind of stuff I intend not to have. Weird bugs. If I put it there, it's not gonna produce anything. What? Okay. It might just be the user interface that's broken. Let's see. So 72 water, I still have 72 water. So yes, the graphical user interface is broken. This here is a lie. I don't have a positive influx of money. It's just adding this in already for some reason, but it's not actually producing anything. Anyways, see, now even the water tower is going to decay. So everything decays. It's darn annoying because I'm on the clock. I don't wish to be on the clock when I'm deducing things. The great thing about deduction is that you can do it right now. You have all the information. As such, if you have a deductive logic problem, it would make sense to give the user as much time as they want. Because they have all the information. All the information is here. So why put me on the clock? Now there is a saving grace. I would not have played through 7 challenges if there wasn't a saving grace. It's right here. You can freeze. Now the problem is the developers. I don't know the developers. I would kind of like to ask a few questions from the developers about these decisions they made. This is one of those things. You can only inspect in this mode. What's the point? What's the point? So if I want to freeze now to make sure this one won't decay, I have to look at the inputs. It needs labor, electricity, consumers. Then go here, figure it out. Labor. So it needs a small apartment, right? The moment I put it down, the freeze stops. So I need to go back and click this button every single time, all the time. Because I don't want to keep these things in my memory. Like I said, first level is not a problem. It's like 3-4 things. But in the later levels, it's just dozens of things that all depend on each other. And that's very interesting. That's why I wish to make something like this. Because that's a very interesting concept of building these supply chains that all depend on each other. And if something, I guess that might be the reason for the decay. Now that I think about it, if one thing breaks in the supply chain, the whole thing breaks, and then you need to figure it out really quick where it broke. But I mean, that could work on its own. But when it's mixed in with this deductive logic challenge here of actually building things, for me it just doesn't work. Maybe it works for somebody or some people. I've read a few reviews and it hasn't really worked for those reviewers either. But maybe somebody likes this. I don't like it. So the real-time thing, the decaying thing, I'm gonna get rid of that. Another interesting thing. So it's not just the supply chains, it's building vertically. Because as you can see, there's not a lot of area. Not a huge amount. So you gotta build on top of other things like that. Now of course, if you do, I'm actually gonna try to finish this challenge. Let's do it despite the running clock. So and this doesn't update immediately, which is really annoying. Because now I need to go counting. I've got 8 groundwater. These things can get along with 8. That's fine. Now I need electricity. Let's go for cheapo electricity. It costs nothing. See? People of the world. Solar is the future. It's free. Absolutely free. I guess I should go for another water tower. And now I gotta wait. Now I gotta wait. Like, these guys are still apparently not okay. Why? There's loads of groundwater. Why are they not okay? Well, now they are. So there's this really annoying delay to everything. The corner store is about to blow over. And why is this? Yeah, see? Fresh air and leisure. This one needs fresh air and leisure, yet it's not actually producing anything yet. Yes, access is fine, by the way. Pointing it outside of the world is fine. That's okay. These people. So let's see. This place is gonna go kaboom. But the problem is, it had everything. See, labor, electricity consumers, this one. Okay, maybe there weren't enough consumers. But there's that delay. The delay is annoying. Let's try to build. Can I build? No, I can't. Can't build vertically in the first challenge. Unfortunate. Well, we'll finish it. No problem. Now everything seems to be in order. They want everything to be green. And that's a user interface thing too. That should be blue. I'm just dropping extremely important user interface tips. I mean, that's for colorblind people, basically. Green and red. Not the best combo. Blue and red works. Oh, there's somebody there. These people just graphical stuff and they walk through walls and such, so I don't know why they're even here. They're not needed. I'm not gonna have little people. I even have stats. Seriously. Likes. They like things. And that formatting there. 99 data. Space equals no space. Moved up. That formatting. And that's just a nitpick. That's just a nasty nitpick. But I think that's it. That's the challenge. Now I just gotta wait. Like, that's another annoying thing. I need 250. This little economy here is net positive everywhere. So why do I need to wait? What's the point of waiting? I've figured it out. I've done all the deducing there is. This is a stable economy. Or ecology, I guess. That's what these people would like to call it. A hood. This is a stable hood. So you can just... Oh, I can just speed it up. And wait. I'll build another water tower. Let's see if this ruins anything. No. Yeah, and the annoying things keep going. Or keep coming. The annoying things keep coming. It tells me my production, as in how many units I get per second, but it doesn't tell me actually how many units I'm receiving. So, if I look at the water tower, it requires 2 money. So can I build it? Can I build it without going to the negatives? I don't know. Because this one is 0.1. It doesn't tell me I'm just gonna pause right before. It doesn't tell me whether taking 2 more money is gonna put me in the negative or not. It tells me this nebulous number of 0.1 per second. Per second. Well, how long is this cycle? This production cycle? Is it 5 seconds? Is it 10 seconds? If it's 5 seconds, then I'm half a, I don't know what the currency is here. let's call it a currency. So I'm half a currency on the positive plate. Let's just build it. It probably ends before. Yeah, it ended. Too bad. But now it went to 0. So apparently, wait a minute, how does that make any sense? Let's think this through. How does that make any sense? So if it's 0.1 per second, that means in 10 seconds it's 1, and in 20 seconds it's 2. So the production cycle must be 20 seconds. It doesn't feel like 20 seconds. Oh, then again, I was at 8 times speed. Maybe it is 20 seconds. It does say 20 there. That's probably it, right? That's probably it. That makes sense. It's 20 seconds. When you know the number, you still need to do this math, this calculation. To just figure out, can I put this building down to and still be green or neutral? That's just unnecessary, because the user interface could just tell me you're +2. So if you put down a building that requires 2, then it goes to 0. That would be great. And here we are, 2 out of 2. The second page, right? Okay. Let's just build vertically, because that's a thing I would like to keep. But I do, yeah, so 40 housing. Oh wow. Oh wow. I guess it means 40 of any building. That makes sense. Yeah, so this is a slight problem too. There are so many buildings. I mean, that's nice, that's nice. They put a lot of effort into these buildings. But they are not introduced slowly enough. Look at this. I've never played this challenge before. So we have 4 major tabs. Or 4 categories, and they all have 2 tabs. Every tab has 4 times 6, 24. 24 times 2, 48. 48 times 4. 168 times 4, 32. 192. Hopefully I didn't butch that up. But anyways, 192 buildings in this challenge. In the previous challenge, no, these weren't unlocked. I'm pretty sure. So it just all of a sudden just gives me 100 plus new buildings and expects me to build something with it. In the challenge mode. This is the challenge mode, not the sandbox mode. I understand if you unlock everything in the sandbox mode. And here's the thing, there's 2 more tabs. Are these just a ruse? Are there actually more buildings? Is this just bad user interface design? Did they forget these in? I don't know. Because I didn't get past the previous challenge. It was so tedious. It had a ridiculous count of some ridiculous amount of things you needed to build. Let's go have a look. Because we didn't even start. Not sandbox. This one, Vegas. 1,000 consumers. 20 retail shops. I think I built 20 shops. And I had like 200 consumers or something. So it's just a ridiculous objective. This time, just create 40 houses. Too bad there's 192 buildings. If that number is wrong, I'm just gonna keep saying it. Okay, well let's try to complete this, because I've got time. It's nice. It's work time, and I'm playing something. But then again, it is something I don't exactly enjoy playing. In the end, this is the interesting bit. If there were less buildings per challenge, like, it's amazing they made this many buildings, but for crying out loud, like 20 max per challenge, so that you can actually see them all on the same screen. You can remember maybe half of them from the previous challenges, and then you look at the new ones and you figure out, where do I need to build these, and so on. And I'm thinking of even more constraints, but let's see. What is the easiest building to build? Plastic, snow. I guess it's the old ones. Small apartments, such. But it would be so great. It would be so great to plop down the buildings I want. Then look at them here. And not have to worry about decay. Oh, I just remembered something in the options menu. You have decay recovery, which is called easy mode, which is always nice. It's always nice to rub it in. Hey, you want to play differently? Oh, it's the easy mode. Yeah, it's the easy mode. How do you feel about that? But then there's this tab, decay active. I want to turn it off. It won't allow me to turn it off. Why is this here? Is this for the sandbox mode? Why does it show it here? It's like taunting me, basically. Oh, that's annoying. At least I can pause. Yeah, space doesn't work. I can pause whenever I want. And here's another thing I'm not gonna have. It's just 4 versions of the same thing. They look different. They look different. Okay. Let's try to do this for real. School. Hey, let's have a school. Have a little school. So I needed youth. Let's try to figure out all the buildings that have youth. As an output, I was looking at the input. Silly me. What is that? Eggs? Really? They went all in with the amount of buildings. It's they could have used that time improving the user interface, in my opinion. And I haven't even gotten to the annoying bit. Well, one more annoying bit. The music stopped. I guess it'll come back. So, corner apartment creates 2 youth. Where's the big, large apartment? Creates 3. So 2 of these and 1 of those. Okay. 2 of these and 1 of those. Right. I'm not gonna put them in the world because clearly the designers didn't want me to do that. They want me to just keep it in my head. Which is a nice memory test, of course, but it's not exactly what I signed in for. This one creates greenhouse gas. Here's the thing. This challenge does not care about greenhouse gas at all. It just doesn't. So I can build as many beech tree groves. Beech. Beech. Is that a... I guess that's a type of tree. Not birch, but beech. Probably mauling the pronunciation there. Yep, different. Yeah, you can make a garden maze. This is visual stuff. Oh, it has an output, I guess, but it's visual stuff. Soil. It's just a cube of soil. What? that's interesting. See, it takes ages to figure out even which tree to put down. This is the go-to tree. It needs 3 groundwater. Which buildings create groundwater? Well, I know this one does. But is there a better one now? Now that there's a whole bunch of them. Oh yeah, I just realized this one takes greenhouse gas. It doesn't output it. Of course, it's a tree. And the blue text means it's optional, I think. It's one of those things not really explained that well. Well, not in the user interface, maybe it's explained in the tutorial. So that's my bad, of course, I didn't play it. I'm not blaming the developer for that. But it was entertaining figuring things out in the first 5 challenges or so. Because they're not badly designed, but then things just go a bit crazy. In a bad way. So is there, what am I looking for? Groundwater outputs. Organic waste. Fabrics. Do they even have production buildings here? That's interesting. I don't think there is any other way to generate groundwater than sprinklers. Well, okay, that's 1 tree too much. 1 tree too much. Or maybe not. Pause. So these require 9 groundwater in total. I can get 8. I can get... No, it is 1 too much. 1 too many. So that's 6. So that one is done, but these need electricity. And water, and ordinary water, right? This one creates 8. That's good. Remember to hit that pause all the time. Oh, and electricity, money. How much electricity? So I can get along with 1. Now I'm hoping that won't ruin things later. But now I should have everything. So let's just wait 20 seconds. Okay, nothing happened. I'm guessing it has to, like, yeah, that's why it happens. So things, it checks everything. And then it turns this on. The next round, or next production cycle, it checked everything again, then it turned these on, and then lastly what is the term they use? They don't really use a term, I see. Activate, let's say. We don't want to turn on the trees, because they will fight back. Yes, activate the trees. Now everything's green except money. We are hemorrhaging money. So now we're gonna go vertical. Oh, I might not be able to show the annoying thing in this level because it is so small. Well, I'll explain it anyways. Let's build an elevator. Ah, nice sound. Nice sound. Yep, I should be still in the clear. Even if I build another one, and of course I need to build another one. Alright. So here comes the interesting thing, the interesting bit. Where do we have just ordinary corridor? So, building things in the third dimension. I move the mouse around a little bit, everything goes haywire. Okay, so you gotta be very, very precise with what you do. So if I put it on top of a building, then it tries to build it on top of it. Yes? If I put it on the edge, on the put the cursor on the outside edge, it'll build away from it or attach the tile to it. And then if I put it on ground, it'll try to build it on ground. Yeah, that's fine. Here it does this a little tango because it wants to show me that you can't build it here, there's already something here, but I would just skip that. Oh, this is what I was afraid of, freaking wind turbine. I can't build on top of it. Let's ruin everything. Let's build 2 solar instead. Same output and doesn't cost money. Brilliant. Oh, did I see? Did I? No. Everything's green except for money. So it is slightly finicky building things. The annoying thing that... Let's see, can I? No. Okay, so on a bigger map. On a bigger map you also need to think about supports. So from here, from the elevator, I think you can build three tiles away, and then the 4th one you can't build that anymore. Then you need to build another support below it. Now, that's once again, that's a fine thing on principle. But with this user interface, with having to move the camera around all the time, having to look below things and everything depending on everything else, it's just annoying again. When you realize, oh, I need to support. The building where I need to build support is super crucial. And I can't build it anywhere else. So now I'm kind of stuck. I need to remove things, but then things start decaying. So, as a puzzle again. Now the developers didn't intend that. It's really clear. But as a puzzle, this doesn't work. So, supports... Ugh. Unnecessary. Let's continue. We need to build those houses, right? So... large apartments. I have some leisure. Let's just build one and see what happens. So it's negative. Right, that was too large. That was too large. How about a building that maximizes leisure? Like, if you really have hundreds of buildings, there should be some kind of sorting system. So I could say, show me all the buildings that produce leisure. In the order of, in descending order, I think. That one produces 3, but it's a tall tree again. Maybe I shouldn't have tall trees. It's 2 groundwater. Do I have 2 groundwater? Apparently no, I have 0. Well, electricity is also going there. Okay, maybe I'm not gonna play this anymore. Because I'm just... This just tires me. This amount of options. There's many things to look through. Because I can't remember all of this. 192 buildings. In challenge 9. I can't even imagine what we have in challenge 24. Should I save this? Let's just save it. Like that's me trying to complete challenge 8. See, it's a massive block. It has all the buildings and it just nowhere near. Let's see. Wow. Wow. It's much worse than I thought. 78. I mean, the waste is not a problem, you can clean it up later, but 78. All the stores are in 78 consumers. So basically, if I want 1,000 consumers, and this is, like, if I built this block full, it would give me 100 consumers. So 10 times higher than that. Repeat that 10 times! Whew. I think this will even, I don't know, maybe we'll go forever. I don't know. The clouds won't. This is just... it's ridiculous. Maybe this is a bad way of doing it. But at least the amount of buildings here is sensible. They don't give you everything. This is like 30, 40 buildings maybe. Maybe not, it's probably something around 30. So it's still doable, you can think things through. I mean, just look. Would you like to live in an apartment complex like this? Seriously, cacti everywhere. Just sprinklers in the 3rd floor. And what are these? I've forgotten. Is this something? Yeah, it's producing pollution right there. Right then and there. Incinerators. You can see them from your apartment. Look out the window. And oil pumps. I mean, like, this is a bit silly. Like, they built so many buildings that some of them are just a bit silly. Oil pumps, really? Oil pumps. Oil pumps. Boiler makes sense. You can have that in the basement. Of course, here you can put them anywhere. It doesn't need to be connected to anything. Which is fine. Like, that's fine. It would be too much hassle again, because hassle-free is what I'm gonna go for. But that's challenge 8, I think. Let's look at the last one. I've never looked at this one. Can I look at it? Can I? Oh, it's Zen. Difficulty is Zen. Right. Maybe this one isn't too crazy. I didn't make it this far. Sorry, developer. I'm cheating. From now on onward. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. No, this one is just... oh, that's cool. Did I miss something really important? Now on onwards. This is the last challenge. It's the last one. Did they screw up the order or something? Is this not supposed to be 24? Complete 4 quick coffee related challenges. Oh, so they're really stressing the timer here. The bane of my existence. Good luck keeping up. Yeah, so in my opinion, the design is just rotten. That's why did I say rotten? It's Oh, even if I'm paused, it's timing. It's double timer. There's the decay timer, and there's this timer. Wow. So the design is decaying? I can't make that joke. Right, so this is just ridiculous. I hope you can see that. But it gives me 230 seconds. It doesn't allow me to look at the buildings, what I have to work with. So I basically need to remember what each of them do before I start the challenge. And I can't take any time messing with the menus, because you have to mess with the menus. There's so many tabs and so many categories. I basically, if I wanted to complete this challenge, and I'm not going to, I'm not interested. Oh, and this is a massive blob of land too. So if I wanted to complete this, I would need to replay this challenge multiple times. Probably write things down, have them on a piece of paper, not paper necessarily. Have them on the tablet. Just pictures of these things and which menu I can find them quickly in. Because obviously there's 4 menus. Why would you not have them all on the same page? But the positive is this just makes me make something like this. I'm not gonna remake this. I'm not interested in what Blockhood is trying to do. In my opinion, it's trying to be. It's trying its hardest not to be a puzzle, but it's clearly a puzzle. Look at these. These are puzzle blocks. This is all about deductive logic. It's trying its hardest to be some kind of a time challenge or whatever. This is just so... This is so wrong. Okay. That's enough. That's enough. That turned dark indeed. Ooh. So, let's talk about design. In fact, I'm just gonna draw things. Go with the visual thing. It worked in the last design stream too. So let's draw. Let's draw it. So here's the idea. Things we're gonna lift directly from Blockhood. Is the general idea. Let's have it on the side. Oh. The general idea of a block land. Then here we have the, on the left, I'm just gonna, this is a complete mock-up. Let's have objectives here, just like the source material. Then let's have resources here. Whoops, daisy. My handwriting isn't the best though. You'll get used to it. So here it says stuff like -2 and 0 and 1, and I'm of course, I'm just gonna have these numbers. There is no stockpile. I don't need a stockpile. All you need to do is to get everything to 0 or more. You can't have any negatives. So an objective could be, let's say, 20 population. Yeah. And then it has these, and then here we have the panel for the actual buildable things. So, I mean, this could be in the middle too, I guess. This is just a mock-up. Here we have the things you can build in this level. So here's an important difference. there's only going to be a set amount of things, maybe like up to 10 or 20 per level. The less, not quite the better, but somewhere between 5 and 10 per level, maybe. Let's write that down. Between 5 and 10 pieces, or buildings, or what are these called? They're called, let's call them blocks. Let's lift that from Blockhood 2. So far seems pretty similar, but here's an improvement, here's an improvement. There's no pausing because there's no time. This is a timeless endeavor, it's a puzzle. This is a puzzle. Wait. Two? Do you have two in it? Yes, you do. Wikipedia's definition of puzzle is a game, problem, or toy that tests a person's ingenuity or knowledge. Well, it just shows that nobody agrees on these terms, really. Because some people, of course, say that puzzles are a type of game. A genre of game. I've seen that on a whole lot of marketplaces. But if a puzzle is a genre of game, then how could it just be a toy? Well, it can't just be a toy then. So Wikipedia disagrees with those people. And why am I putting so much effort into this letter here? Oh, just perfect. Probably sounded a bit creepy. Okay, it's not perfect. And another idea is the camera controls. Now, I'm a fan of simplicity, and I always try to have no free camera. If at all possible, I'd rather have a fixed camera. It simplifies things for me as a developer, it simplifies things for the player. In Blockhood, you need to constantly be rotating the camera to look at things that are hidden now because you built something on top of them. Oh, and I forgot to show you a feature. Blockhood does have a feature that I'm gonna lift again. So it has this feature where you can, if you have a 5-story building, I'm not gonna draw that. If you have a 5-story building, you can say, show me floor 3. And then it gives you this, let's go to another layer. It gives you this plane here. Whoa. On the 3rd floor. This is an isometric camera. Wow. That doesn't quite look right. But you get the idea. It's above the ground. So it gives you this cutout basically. It slices everything above this plane and removes them. So you can see the 3rd floor. And you can go up and down. So I think I'll take that. And I'll make that an actual thing you need to use all the time. So you can only build things in this layer. And you can move it up and down with the mouse wheel. Okay, that might work. And then, well, now I have to draw something. Now I have to draw some buildings. Let's see. Let's say there's a road. Because the idea is these are buildings, like future buildings. So it's not just a block, a plot of land. It's not just a plot of land. So here's the road. You can't build on the road, makes sense. And then here you have space for 4 blocks. Let's build 1 block. Oh, and the idea is, well, one idea I have in my head. So this could be just a plot where there's nothing. And you start building, and then the building itself is the blocks you put down. But another idea is that there are already walls. So I might as well keep drawing freehand. So one idea I have is that the walls already exist. The walls could be all sorts of weird shapes. So it could be a building shape like this. So for 2 stories, you can build for 2 times 2, and then here you get 1 more. So here you can build 6 things. Wow. Look at that perspective. Look at that lack of perspective. Wow. It's supposed to be isometric, the same everywhere. But I am messing it up. Well, that's kind of more like it. Oh no, it's not. You get the point. You get the point. No, I can't even remove that. Different layers. So there could be walls, and then you build inside the walls, and then there's a button to remove the walls. But that's more work. And in the last project, it took quite a few days to put in the graphics into the levels themselves. The levels were already finished. You could play them with kind of temp graphics or simple graphics. Because I left it in, you can totally play with the simple graphics on if you want to. As I was saying. So they worked, the logic was in, but I needed to put in the graphics, and that took days. It was arduous work. So it would be much nicer if I didn't need to put these walls in. So if the building was just the blocks themselves. But that is slightly problematic on its own. Blog could kind of get around this by having all of these blocks be open. As you saw, they don't usually have walls, and those that do have walls don't have walls on every side of the block. I think it looks a bit silly. It might be a cost-effective solution. It is a cost-effective solution, in fact. It is. But I think it looks a bit silly. And I do like the idea how you can start off with a floor plan or a foundation of 4 blocks, and then it can change as the building grows higher. So at least the spots where you can build, at least those must be in. So it's not just you're building on top of other buildings. So maybe some kind of a... Yeah, that could work, because this already looks a bit like a... Well, I'm not making it any better. This looks a bit like a support structure, like steel beams or something. And then the floors have been laid out, and they are resting on these steel beams. That could work, because that could also be generated automatically. That's what I would like, to have an automatic generation thing. I mean, the walls could also be generated automatically, of course. But that's more work, because then they need to have detail, they need to have all sorts of variation. But I'll think about that. I mean, it could just be a GUI thing, like these here. They don't need to actually be in the world. They can just be, hey, here you can build stuff because rules and regulations or something. But that's the great thing with this thing. Because here, let's just make a new one. Here, I can show you, I can show the player that, hey, in this floor of the building, in this story of the building, you can build 6 blocks. In this case, I can show that. And that's the idea. I think that's the idea. Like, this is already halfway there. The design, that is. The thing that's missing is, well, these, the actual blocks. So which ones do I wish to steal? Blockhood. Because even if I don't do that, even if I don't steal those from Blockhood, chances are it has them. You saw those nearly 200 blocks it had. In 2 tabs, I'm still not sure what those... You know what? I think we need to find out. This is important. So let's just go here. Without... Right. So let's go to the absolute freeform. What? Okay, that's something else. Let's just do this. This should have everything unlocked. If it makes any sense, all blocks are available. So now we'll finally figure it out. Are those 2 tabs, are they fake? Are they fake? Did they actually leave them in? Yes. Yes, these 2 tabs are fake. There is nothing. There's nothing behind those 2 tabs. Nothing. So we'll have to do with measly 192 buildings. Oh wow. Oh wow. Let's just build a few, see how they look. I do kind of like the graphical style here. It's very minimal. Oh, go away. Very minimal. It's just the kind of thing that I would prefer to make. And I will make something like this because I need to make things fast. You know, not a bad design, although that does not look like a playground. It looks like a statue or something. Well, the organic stuff is less good, I guess. That, yeah, looks like an escalator. Can't complain. Looks like a sign. Pretty sweet. Whatever it says, I have no idea. Now in Chinese. Yeah, like, of course, everything's blocky. It kind of goes with the territory. So I need to figure that out. I'm not going to figure it out on this stream. Because these buildings, they might be on the internet somewhere. Somebody might have written a wiki, or then I just need to look at it here. And I mean, sure enough, of course, I can think of my own stuff too. I mean, it doesn't have everything under the sun, does it? But I mean, many of these are very archetypal, like market and office and so on. Some of them are makerspace. Wow. What does a makerspace look like? Looks like an empty cubicle. Where's the 3D printer? I demand a 3D printer. Barbershop. Oh, it's got the whoa. It's got the spiral decoration thing. Although it's very low poly in a kind of ugly way. Yes, low poly is a skill. I'm not saying I have it. I'm pretty sure I don't. But some of these are better than others, and it makes sense once again because there's so many of them. What were they thinking? Quality over quantity. That's one of my mottos. I've got quite a few. I mean, this is fun. You can totally do creative stuff here. Which I'm not a fan of, so I'm not gonna have a creative mode because I don't care. I don't make things for everybody. That's just a reality of the situation I'm in. I don't have time to make something for everybody. I have to choose a niche and develop something really good for that niche. Well, hopefully really good. That really depends on what people say, what they think. Right. Enough messing about. So can I? Yeah, so that's why it's here. You can turn it on in the freaking freeform sandbox mode, which you chose specifically so that you don't have this. So for some reason you can turn it on, but you can't turn it off. So, okay, so let's just go back on what I just said. Options are an easy way to make something you made specifically for a specific niche to actually make it a bit more open. So I'm obviously going to have options. And here they could have just said, you know what, if somebody wants to not have decay in the challenges, then just let them not have it. Because the challenge is figuring out what to build. The challenge isn't build it quick. At least it shouldn't be. Right, but I've said that now a few times. You get the point, I get the point. Let's quit this. Quit this. I'm not gonna call it a nasty name this time. Not this time. But yes, continue the important task of filling in temp buildings. And then also, of course, with the buildings comes the inputs and outputs. So G. So I also need to choose which resources. Well, there's going to be usual stuff like electricity and water and probably, you know what, which money sign are we going to go for? I guess I'll have to go for euro. But I'm going to come up with my own. I don't want to use all of those real life things. Or maybe, wait, what is the Bitcoin sign? Is it like that? That looks more like a fancy B. Let's just check it. I'm not into cryptocurrency, so I just don't remember. Oh, it's like that. Okay. So close, but not quite. So it's a B. With I can't do it justice. I cannot. No. Be with those kind of things. Wait, how does it? No, they're separate. They are separate. Okay, that's a that does not look like the real thing. This is important. Just wait and see. This is important. Let's go. Let's go very small. Let's go very small. Oh man. Takes my head. Okay. Does have that kind of a weird asymmetry. Bigger. Needs to be bigger. Better. So I guess I'll have to go with Bitcoin now. I'm spending too much time on this. It doesn't even look like the real thing. I mean, I could have just shown it straight from the browser, but hey, that's more fun. There you go. The most rushed and ugly Bitcoin symbol in existence. Take it in. There it is. Creative Commons 0, public domain. Take it or leave it. Okay, so forget it. Forget it. So what else? What else? What am I missing? Because today I'm just gonna put in the I'm gonna start working on the. That is annoying me. Nope. Nope. Yeah, I'm gonna put in the kind of framework and groundwork for the project. I'm not gonna think about the buildings or resources yet, because I know it's gonna work. We have something that doesn't work, and it's really easy to turn it into something that works. At least that happened in my head. Actuality might be actually a bit different. I'm just gonna see. Yep, it's too small. Why not have it bigger? Better for you, it's worse for me, but hey. Objectives 20. I guess this is per level or whatever. This is once again not the actual design document. Blocks, resources, objectives. Well, I mean, some flavor text, I guess. A bit of a some backstory, maybe. Per level. Now the Bitcoin is getting on the way. Yeah. And then you just complete the level. And hopefully it's interesting. Hopefully it's challenging. As a deductive logic challenge. You would hope a challenge to be challenging. Yeah, okay. That's about it. I can get to work. I mean, I need to edit this video too, so down to size. So it doesn't really help me to keep it going for any longer. So let's do a fancy switch. There we go. That's it for the design. So like I said, different this time. I didn't actually have to do a lot of design, simply removing things that don't work. Which is useful. I oftentimes do that with, well, pretty much with everything I play. For instance, recently I've been playing Skyshine's Bedlam Redux. And it has problems. But at the same time, it's the kind of project that I have no interest in making. And I couldn't make alone. It has too much content in it, or too much prose, too much graphics, too much everything. So, but anyways, I've still thought about it and then went through it, and I know why I don't like it, and what parts of it I like and which part of it I don't like. And I can recommend that to anybody, really. Just think critically about the media you consume. And I don't just mean entertainment media there, I mean all media. The news media, think about it critically. Okay, so that was the actual live tip of the day. Think critically. That is the end of the stream. I'll get to work. Farewell.